Hi everybody, my name is Kayla Knoll and I am one of the Career Community Advisors for the Career Center. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what the Career Center is and what we have to offer you. Okay, so I wanted to start off to talk with you a little bit about the Career Center and how we're set up. So you might have heard from other of your friends at other universities that their university is set up in a college-based model, which means they have a career advisor for each of the different colleges that they are part of. How we are set up is actually what's called a career community or an industry-based model. What that is that we have different career communities that are based around industries that you're interested in or that match with our employers really well. This is made up of alumni, faculty, staff, you all, everybody kind of coming together to create one community based around those specific interests. Now, I don't know about you, but there's a lot of different industries out there, and I have interest in a lot of different ones. So what you're seeing on the screen right now is all of the different information about our career communities, and you can actually be able to access them through your Handshake by following those steps, which are really easy. But the different career communities are these different 6 ones. To start off with, we have the Exploring Careers and Interests. This is a really great career community. If you have no idea really what you might be interested in or where you want to be going, which is totally normal at this time. We also have 5 other ones. We have the Business, Entrepreneurship, and Consulting one, which is the best one, but I might be a little bit biased. We also have the Education, Nonprofit, and Government. We have Healthcare and Science, Media, Communication, Arts and Entertainment, and Technology and Design. So how this model works is you can be a part of multiple of these different career communities just based off of your interest. So say you are interested in going into accounting for a startup organization, then it might make sense for you to be part of the Business, Entrepreneurship, and Consulting community as well as the Technology and Design so that you know how to be recruited into a startup, but you have the principles of what it means to be an accountant in the Business, Entrepreneurship, and Consulting. Or maybe you want to go into finance and work for a healthcare organization. Then it might make sense for you to be part of the healthcare and science career community to know how to be recruited into that community, but also be part of the Business, Entrepreneurship, and Consulting to know what it means to be in finance. Either way, there's lots of different options to make it so that your interests match what you want to go into so that your major doesn't have to equal your career. Okay, so next we're going to talk a little bit about the Career Library. So I'm on the Career Center's main page right here. You're going to be able to see under Services and Resources, if you go to Career Library, it's going to pull up a whole host of different resources that are available all for you kind of on every single topic that you could ever think about, whether that's writing resumes, job search, interviews, doing your internship stuff, or that networking that I talked about, which was really important. Here's some resources that are all kind of tailored around that. One that I really quickly want to go over with you is writing your cover letter, because this is one area where our employers are always saying, hey, make sure that we go over this with all of our students. So in this different one, there's a lot of different pieces that kind of go into it. The big one that I wanted to talk to you a little bit about was your brand statement. So in this, it's your statement that allows employers to be able to see your this, and this, making you a great candidate. So this might be your experience that you have, your skills, your background, your passion. It might be any combination of those that make you really solid for that really specific position so that you are able to show the employer exactly what you're able to kind of bring to that table. So if we move along into this kind of resource, you're going to be able to see that there are a couple of different pieces that come into writing the actual cover letter itself. What you'll see kind of right at the start here is that your brand statement becomes the introduction itself. So you can introduce yourself, you can introduce what you're applying for, and then be able to really highlight that brand statement. The other pieces that come in is then providing that evidence. So you need evidence that supports that brand statement and what you're claiming is truthful. Then The other piece that's really important, really showing off the passion for that specific job or for that specific company. Now, I have a lot of students that say to me, well, can I just write one cover letter that I use for everybody? Short answer is no. Long answer is yes, you can write kind of a form cover letter where a lot of the positions are going to be really similar, so this evidence is going to probably be the same. However, this passion area should be different for every company that you're applying for. Make sure that it is different because that's really showing the company that you care about them, that you're interested in, that you really want to be interested in them. And then you finish it off with a close and thanks, making sure to ask for the interview. It's really important that you do so because that actually shows your motivation and drive to kind of take some next steps. So that kind of hits on everything within the career library. To get there again, you go to the careercenter.depaul.edu, you go to services and resources and then career library, and this is what will pop up with all kinds of different resources available to you so that you can be successful in the end. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Handshake. So Handshake is a platform that the Career Center utilizes to host all of the internships and jobs, as well as the different events that are happening throughout the Career Center. So to kind of start off, I figured that we would talk a little bit about your profile. And now I know all of you are going to say, oh, I already know profile. Let me just hit on some of the quick tips just to make sure that you are on the same page as me. So to start off, you come up here to this little logo right here, you click it and you click my profile. When you are going into your profile, it's going to take you step by step by going through and hitting on all of those different things. So some of the main ones that you want to make sure to remember, make sure that you upload your resume. That should be an obvious one, but you would be surprised how many students don't upload their resumes. But this is the way that recruiters can be able to find you. It's the way that they can be able to see your experience and for you to easily apply for different positions. So make sure you do so. The next one is making sure that you upload a profile picture. So this is one of those times that you want to do a profile picture that is professional, presentable, makes it so that you are comfortable going and talking to that employer, acting and doing the same exact thing that you would in that picture that you have. So that means probably staying away from those duck selfies or those mirror selfies. This is the time to take a comfortable photo kind of up front, face on, ready to go. The other, making sure education is all right in there, as well as any of the work experience that you have. Work experience can be really beneficial because this is what's showing off the skills that employers are looking for. And I'll let you in on a little bit of a secret. Employers don't necessarily really care what major you necessarily have. They care more about the skills that you're able to bring to the table and what you're able to kind of do with those skills when you're entering those jobs. So that's why they want to see that work experience or those other extracurricular activities, because that is really what is showing off the skills that you have. Now, here's another little secret. There are 4 different skills that they are usually highlighting in these jobs as an entry-level person. They want to see your communication style, they want to see your leadership ability, they want to see your problem-solving or priority management skills, and the last one that they don't necessarily ask about but are always looking for is your coachability, or how quickly you learn something, or if you made a mistake and they told you you made a mistake, are you going to keep making that mistake? Okay, the other pieces to kind of highlight in kind of your profile is the different courses that you've taken and the skills that you have. The reason behind this isn't so much tailored towards the different jobs that you're looking for, but more tailored towards what jobs Handshake suggests for you, because this is where it actually pulls most of its suggestions from based off of the courses that you've already taken and the skills that you have. So make sure to include those so that you get really well tailored job suggestions when you kind of switch over. Now, the other section to kind of be aware of is this events tab. So there's all kinds of events on there, whether that is virtual events that are currently happening probably for the spring quarter. So that kind of covers it for your profile. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to shoot me that email. Okay, so next let's talk a little bit about jobs. So I know a lot of you have already used different job search sites, so I'm not going to necessarily hit on all of those. Just make sure as a reminder to fill in most of these as you kind of move forward. So I've already kind of gone through and plugged in different filters that kind of come through, making sure that to say that there's different internships. Today I'm using accounting as the example. So as you can see here, it's going to be able to tell you whether it's a paid internship, it's going to tell you like when the internship is and when those applications are closing. Now, one thing to remember is that this is not necessarily like a firm deadline. A lot of companies operate on what's called a rolling basis. So they fill the position as soon as they possibly can, and the application just stays open to see if there's other candidates that are available or in case a candidate backs out. So I always suggest trying to apply for positions sooner rather than later, but don't hesitate to apply if you see something that you are interested in. The other piece is like, as you're going through this, you're going to see that there are kind of a wide variety of different pieces and duties that kind of come up through each of those. But one really cool feature that Handshake offers is that it tells you people that have worked there in the past, as well as giving reviews from different people. So if you actually went to the company's site and being able to see what they have to offer, you're going to be able to see all of the different reviews, the interviews that people have had and what they say about them, as well as people that have worked there that you can always reach out and message to be able to have some of those conversations about what they thought about the job. So it's a really useful, helpful tool kind of as you're moving forward. Just don't miss out on some of those opportunities. Another piece is that remember that a lot of these employers are looking for very specific skill sets. So you have valuable skills, so you should be being paid for those valuable skills. Now, I'm not saying don't apply for an unpaid internship if you believe that it's going to enhance your skill set even further than what it is, or if you're really looking for a very niche kind of experience. There's a lot of opportunities though where you can get paid even for that unpaid one, utilizing different scholarships that are on campus, including what is called the Internship Plus program that happens for every quarter, and you can get up to $2,500 paid for those internships. So make sure that you are kind of applying for those, that if you are going for an unpaid one, but you also are going for a major for a reason, to be able to gain experience, gain those skills. So don't hesitate ever to apply for some of those positions. And if you don't match all of the qualifications that they are specifically looking for, but you match 3 out of the 5 or 3 out of the 4, still apply. It never hurts to be able to put your name in the ring and see what comes about of it. Now, if you don't match any of them, that's a different story. But in the end all be all, still apply, see what happens. Okay, everybody, let's talk about LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a super powerful tool when it comes to networking, and networking is going to be really important for you when it comes to kind of that job search, no matter the type of job that you're looking for. So here's a statistic for you. About 72% of jobs are not posted online. So it's all through kind of networking or making some of those connections as you kind of move forward. So let's give you some tips and tricks around LinkedIn to kind of make your life a little bit easier. So if you initially start, you are going to be able to see, this is kind of my main page, what it looks like. If you come up here to the search tool, here's a quick one. If you go to DePaul University, which I often look at, then you're going to be able to see that there is all kinds of information, but you're going to see over here on this tab that there's alumni. So now you have this giant list of different alumni that are kind of working everywhere, and you can start shrinking this down. So selecting Greater Chicagoland area, you can look at all of the different types of jobs that they are doing right now, and all of the different kind of options that are associated with them. So by all means, kind of be able to see everything that they are doing or what they're kind of looking for. So let's just do finance for right now, because of the connection, easy connection there. So currently there are 7,810 different alumni that are all kind of working there. So now you can go through and be able to see different people that are working in a variety of different areas and be able to start having some of those conversations if they are kind of doing the job that you're interested in, or being able to make some of those connections as you kind of move forward. Now, you might be saying, okay, well, I have interest in X company. So for right now, let's do United Airlines because I know that they kind of work with what I'm looking for. So United Airlines, that kind of comes up. So you're going to be able to see all kinds of different information about the company. So for right now, I probably wouldn't suggest looking at United because they're going through a hard time. However, typically they're going to post about all the different information that is happening. So if you're trying to prepare for a cover letter or an interview, this is some really awesome information that you can be able to pull up from. But then if you come over here and look at this side, you're going to see that there's 48,000 different employees there. So if we click that, you now have a ginormous list of different people that are working for that company. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't have time to be able to look at all 50,000 people. So let's start filtering them down a little bit. First, let's say I'm looking for Chicagoland area because you want to be able to have that conversation with them in Chicago. And then you can also select DePaul University under schools, and if it's not there, you can always search it there to be able to say, okay, let's get a list of alumni. Now there's 200, I believe there's actually 298 to be exact, different people that are working for United in these different companies. And you're going to be able to see a wide variety of different people that kind of pop up, whether it's some of those analyst positions. There are some HR people, it looks like. I would suggest starting having conversations with people that are in the field that you're interested in, whether that's accounting or finance or any of the other kind of areas, so that you can find people that might be able to make suggestions for you to be able to talk to with further people kind of along the road, and be able to maybe refer you over to a hiring manager and having a conversation. Now, speaking of hiring managers, there is actually a way to be able to look for one of them. So if we say, okay, get rid of DePaul University, and we say that we want an accounting manager. So the reason that I'm looking at managers are because they are called hiring managers. So not to be confused with HR, because HR handles all the process of recruiting, while the hiring manager decides yes or no. So all of these people are actually the people that are what are classified as hiring managers. So you can always reach out to them in addition to reaching out to some of those alumni, but I would approach them two different ways. With reaching out to alumni, I would probably approach it as more of a casual conversation. Hey, I came across your profile. I saw that you are a DePaul alumni. I'm currently a DePaul student. I wanted to reach out to see if you would be willing to have a conversation with me, and kind of go from there. That way it's a little bit more casual. And the key to remember with that is making it all about them. So I came across your profile, I saw that you were working in this area. That will really be able to help you kind of make some of those connections early on. Now with the hiring managers, you want to take a little bit different approach. You want to take almost a mini cover letter kind of approach, where you're reaching out to some of these people. You want to be able to say, I came across your profile. I saw that you're working for this company. I see that they're doing XYZ great things. I'm really excited about these type of things. Because you guys are so awesome, I'm also anticipating that you are needing an accounting person, needing a finance person for XYZ reason, or that can do XYZ skills. I just so happen to have XYZ skills. See how it kind of leads into that and being able to kind of reach out to say, look, I have the skills that you're looking for. I want to be able to sit down and have a conversation with you about how we can utilize that kind of together. So, be able to use either of these methods to be able to have these conversations, and one of three things is going to be able to happen. First, they completely ignore you. It happens, no big deal, still be able to reach out. Two, they respond and say, hey, thank you so much for the email. However, just apply for the position, which, okay, great. You've attached your resume. Suddenly your resume goes from the middle of the pile to the top of the pile because they're anticipating it, because they've seen your name, they've seen your resume already. Or the third thing that happens is says, yes, let's set up a conversation, and suddenly you're skipping over the actual application and going right into the interview with some of these people. So this is a really common method. This is actually how recruiters go about finding different jobs to be able to recruit candidates for. They find these hiring managers and talk to them about the needs that they're currently having. So LinkedIn is a super powerful tool. I highly suggest kind of connecting with it and being able to utilize it, not just to like connect with different people, but to also find some people within the companies that you are really interested looking for. Okay, everybody, so I think that just about wraps it up for me, but I wanted to make sure to include my contact information for you all. So if you have any of questions, then feel free to leave a voicemail at 312-362-8437, which is the Career Center's front desk, and they will be able to assist you in figuring out some of those next steps. You can also shoot me an email at knoll1@depaul.edu if you have a quick question, if you want to send over your resume for a quick review, whatever you need, I am more than happy to be able to respond. And don't forget to set up an appointment on Handshake. I have availability throughout the week. And don't forget, your tuition went to pay for my salary, so technically you've already paid for those appointments. So just go have one. Thanks and have a great day.